5 tuko live sasa.
Okay,
Good
we
evening,
live.
good evening, viewers, and welcome once again to yet another interesting show. And today I've got a guest all the way from South Africa. You'll get to know him. His name is Eriko. Eriko, karibu sana kwenye show hapa Africa 24.
Asante
Salimia watu,
sana, asante
tuambie
sana.
uko wapi bana.
Hey, mimi niko at the moment niko hapa Virginia, but vile mmesikia ni Eric from South Africa. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Eric, and thank you for joining the show this evening in Virginia. Virginia hapa ni saa mbili huko kwenyu Virginia, saa
Mhm,
mbili na dakika 10. Kenya I think
mhm.
ni past midnight, ni asubuhi kule Kenya, and they are just trying to wake up, ni kama saa tisa. Now Eric, the reason why I called you, you being a
Mhm.
very good analytic in politics, and also you've traveled in both continents. Now you're from Africa to the US. You've seen the difference in our politics. Now there's this story of Albert Ojwang that is coming from Kenya. There are new shocking details
Mhm.
that reveal that this guy died in the hands of the police. What is your impression? I need to get views from different parts of the world. What is your view about this story?
First of all, I would like to say that it's actually shocking and sad that something like this can happen. From people that are actually protecting the public. Police are supposed to be protecting us. And if from what we hear that someone like can die in a police station where you expect to be safe, then it's actually very troubling, if I can call it that. And knowing the history of Kenya when it comes to police brutality, when it comes to detention without trial, it's something that we thought that it's gone with the past regimes before, well, the new constitution and all that. So for me,
Mm.
it was very shocking to hear that, and we sympathize with the but the most important thing is that we want accountability and we want action, and we I think most people don't want these rules that we are seeing. We want proper investigations, and we do not. The police have lost the trust of the public, and this organization that's meant to be an oversight organization, IPOA, has also lost trust with the people. They don't have a good track record when it comes to all these cases. Police misuse of firearms, and they just take the case of Baby
Mm.
Pendo. That case has been for how many years now?
No, yeah, exactly.
How many years now?
That's a very good example that
Mhm.
you're giving out there of the case of Baby Pendo. IPOA was taking up the
Mm.
investigation. There are so many other cases of Kenyans who have not been compensated, even after being killed in the hands of the police. The civil society have documented all these atrocities happening in our country, but
Mhm.
there's no action that has been taken. I want to ask you, Eric, from your sincere point of view, had this kind of situation happened in South Africa, what would have happened? What do you think would have happened?
Uh, what I would say, their systems work, and there is accountability. If something like that uh,
Or
could have happened
can
in
something
South.
like that happen in South Africa? Let me put it the other way around.
Um, I cannot say that it cannot happen, but what I know is that if it does happen, then it's something quite huge, and heads are going to roll very fast because there are people are they actually ensure that the if it's the police, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And if a so-called suspect is arrested and then the person dies in police custody, then like the oversight bodies there, they're actually very strong. They really independent, unlike Kenya, whereby independent is just in quotes.
Oh,
So yeah, so if something like that happens or happened in SA, then it's actually a big deal.
no, no, no.
It's actually a big.
Give me a
Mhm.
typical scenario. Would somebody be resigning, or somebody would be arrested? Give me a typical scenario of how the
Yeah.
police would handle this, because it involves
Okay.
one of their own.
Yeah. Yeah. I think first of all, there will be. I can say the police that obviously were involved. They'll be they'll be asked to step aside, and they'll be actually arrested because and until they can prove their innocence is when they'll be cleared. Because there, even that, if I remember, there was a chief of police that was actually involved with the gangsters. He was
Hmm.
arrested. He was arrested and he was taken to court, and eventually he passed away. But the case was still ongoing. So they big on accountability because the perceptions they want sure that the public has trust with the institutions. So if something like that happens, then they're very quick to move to arrest whoever was involved,
Wow.
irrespective of your level. Um, Whether you like I've just mentioned that there was a police chief that was arrested,
Hmm. Oh,
not
that,
and he's not the only one.
and he's not the only one. I saw the
Yeah,
other day the former president, what is it, Jacob Zuma, went to jail.
yep. Yeah. Jacob Zuma was, yeah, he was jailed for a couple of months. I think it was 2 or 3 months, and then he was released on medical parole. Uh, but that's still being challenged in court.
Wow.
Yeah. So the justice system in South Africa, like I mentioned, the independent institutions are actually independent. They're not just by name independent.
Yeah, you guys, Kenyans, you just heard it from Eriko that the justice system in other countries really work, and our justice system, they need to do something about it. There are so many. Today there was a footage that was released by Citizen TV, uh, and this footage, it's been going around. We got a sneak preview of what really transpired at Mbagathi General Hospital. Let us watch that footage a bit and then see what you can say about it.
Kanda hii ya CCTV katika hospitali ya Mbagathi inapata gari la polisi likiingia ndani ya hospitali polepole saa 7:35 usiku wa manane tarehe 8 mwezi huu. Maafisa watatu wa polisi wakikaa mbele ya gari wakishuka. Wawili wanasimama kando na kuanza kujadiliana na kuondoka kwa mwendo wa aste aste, wakifuatwa na mwenzao. Nyuma ya gari hilo, marehemu Albert Ojwang' anasalia bila ya kuangaliwa na yeyote. Shughuli iliyopaswa kuwa ya dharura ikionekana kujikokota licha ya maafisa hao kufikisha Ojwang' waliyedai alikuwa na majeraha mabaya. Picha za ndani zinawaonyesha maafisa hao wakienda kuzungumza na wauguzi ndani ya hospitali. Dakika 2 baadaye wanaondoka nje ambako CCTV inanakili wakizungumza na simu. Wanarudi tena ndani na kuondoka nje tena. Wakati huu wote mmoja wa maafisa hao akizungumza kwenye simu. Baada ya dakika 10 hivi, Mwendo wa saa 7 na dakika 46 usiku huo, maafisa hao watatu wanaonekana wakitoka ndani ya hospitali na machela ya kumbeba Ojwang'. Kwa dakika zingine 10 wanajitayarisha kumwondoa Ojwang' ndani ya gari la polisi, wakiitisha usaidizi wa mlinzi wa hospitali. Takriban dakika 24 baada ya kufikishwa, ndipo anaingizwa ndani ya hospitali. Hapa wanampeleka sehemu ya wagonjwa wa dharura, ambako kwa dakika 10 walisalia ndani. Saa 8 na dakika 10 maafisa hao wanaondoka na mwili wa Ojwang' baada ya hospitali kuthibitisha alifikishwa akiwa tayari amefariki. Mwendo wa saa 8 na dakika 15 usiku wa manane, gari la polisi linaondoka hospitali ya Mbagathi ikiwa imebeba mwili wa Ojwang'. Kanda hii ikiwiana na ripoti ya hospitali ya Mbagathi iliyosema Ojwang' akifikishwa alikuwa tayari amefariki, kwani alikuwa na majeraha mabaya na mwili ulikuwa baridi. Kanda pia imethibitisha, kando na polisi kusema alipelekwa hospitalini saa 7 na dakika 39, marehemu Ojwang' aliwasili saa...
Now, what do you make up of that story? In fact, the first bit where you see the policeman, it is an emergency case. Yani, huyu jamaa amepelekwa kama yeye ni mgonjwa ile mbaya sana. It's an emergency case. Yeah? Then bado mapolisi wanapigana ya masimu, hey, ni aje tufanye aje hii story. Yeah? This guy actually, they were transporting a dead body to Mbagathi. Is it an alibi walikuwa natafuta ama ni nini?
Yeah, I think that is the conclusion right there. And those phone calls that they were making, they were trying to cook up a story. So you can clearly see that they're trying to get their story straight there on what to say and how to go about it. Because if it was an emergency, I don't think you get out of the car na uanze kuongea na simu.
Uanze kwa uange huko ndani uende unegotiate. Unajua ile ilikuwa ni negotiate. They were negotiating, yes. Hey, ni aje tuko na, this is what has happened, we need a report from you guys.
Yeah. Exactly. So it might be that walikuwa naenda huko ndani trying to get those people to say that huyu jamaa came in here alive. And obviously the doctors did not budge, or whoever was there did not budge, so they had to take the body back. So and if you see that, and then you compare to the statement that the police released, they're supposed to be someone that was fired there, the person that state, and so the first place, with all respect, Mr. DIG, how can you, or IG, how can you read a statement that you've not interrogated? Because hata yeye mwenyewe, he's supposed to be livid and saying that I'm going to fire some people here because they put my reputation in jeopardy because wamenipatia false statement. First of all, that is an offense.
Yeah, I think viewers are back at home. We are joined at this morning or this evening with my brother and good friend Rico from South Africa, and he is shedding light into what we might, we might compare, or we will compare notes with what happens back in their country where he has lived for so many years, and what is happening at home. Of course, this is what Kenyans are feeling out there. People are angry. This country needs to do something about this officer who is above the law and who cannot be arrested and who cannot be presented before the court. I mean, what else can we ask for? The President of the Republic of Kenya, please do something about this. This country is going to the dogs if you are not going to take action about these officers. There's nobody who is above the law in Kenya. I think even show something that you're at least doing something about this particular case, especially somebody who has been advancedly mentioned. And tonight we confront the uncomfortable truth from the rising wave of police violence in Kenya, including the tragic and suspicious death of this gentleman, Albert Ojwang. Yeah, this is a crisis of the justice system and leadership across our continent, Africa. Some countries are doing so well, but some countries like Kenya, there are some departments or some bodies that are not taking good care of the constitution that they are supposed to protect. Now, Eric, is
Yes.
Africa ready for a revolutionary leader, a youthful leader?
That's a good question. I
Or
think also
mm,
we need to do some introspection ourselves and ask ourselves, are we as Africa ready for a leader like that? Thinking in terms of Kenya as an example, how do we choose our leaders ourselves? That's the first question that we need to ask ourselves. Do we look for integrity? Do we look for someone that's got a vision for the country? Uh, those are key issues that do not feature anywhere when we talk about the leadership back home. And we cannot start like I saw somewhere someone saying that we very quick to blame our leaders, forgetting that we are the ones that put them there. And they say our leader reflection of our society. Eh, so um, so if we talk about uh, are we uh, are we ready for like a revolution? Are we going to accept ourselves, to have a leader like that? So that is a key question ourselves to, uh, to
mhm. I think we have lost Eric uh, in a car. Simu yake Eric is hanging up. So viewers, we're still talking about this thing that happened in Mbagathi with my good friend Eric. I think we lost him. We've lost him due to connection issues, but he will be back shortly. He'll be back shortly. We take a small break, and viewers have been engaging Eric, and Eric is not only a good law-abiding citizen of the Republic of Kenya, but he lives in South Africa, where he was shedding light on some of these issues that have been happening in Kenya. And we have seen the police car. We have seen how they handled Albert Ojwang even in his last moments without dignity at all. And gosh, this is what we have become. This is what our society has become. And this guy, the police IG, Bona Kanja, he looks so confused. He looks like he doesn't even know what is happening. He's so innocent that we can't even blame him for this particular incident. Some of these police officers were deep asleep when this brutal murder was taking place. Maybe they are innocent, maybe not. Maybe they knew what was going to take place from Oyugis all the way to Nairobi, to Karura Forest, that we've been told. This is day six uh, of the shocking revelation of the murder of Albert Ojwang. We will continue giving you the updates as they arrive. Some of them it's courtesy of the mainstream media like Citizen have done a wonderful job. Kudos Citizen TV for that expose. So we will be airing some of these video footages from the mainstream broadcast. If you don't come across some of them, to sameni. But by and large, we are following up on this case. We are not going to let it go anytime soon, and until the culprits are brought to book. And you know that Afrique is your number one channel when it comes to exposing what is happening in our society that is not good. So this is not just a talk show. This is your platform. So wherever you are watching from Nairobi, Joburg, Kisumu, or Durban, please share the stream, tag a friend, and tell the system that we are watching, we are rising, and we are not afraid anymore. So make Afrique your home, and make sure that you have subscribed to this particular channel. If you like our content, tafadhali subscribe to Afrique 24 on YouTube. Follow us also on our Facebook page, and also on X. Now Eric, apparently I think there's a network glitch on his end, so we will be coming back maybe tomorrow on the same episode, so that he can enlighten us about what happens in the South African system if they have a situation like this. And he earlier on he had told us that in South Africa there's a police officer, a senior one, who was involved with gangs, and he was arrested and prosecuted, and unfortunately he died in custody. We have seen also South Africa prosecuting the former president, and he was released due to medical grounds, Jacob Zuma. So these things can be done in Africa, but can only be done if we stand together and try very hard to correct a system that is broken. The Kenyan system right now, I can tell you that it is broken, and we cannot rely on the government of the day to bring justice. So if we push in numbers in the streets and in every space that you are in, social media, wapi, make sure that you push. By pushing, Albert's family will get justice. No amount of money can bring Albert back, but let us try our best. And as we empathize with the family, we pray also to the family, and we pray for the nation to heal very, very fast, so that we get a clear direction on such issues. Remember, just the other day, the country was praying at Safari Park. They had a national prayers day. Then a few months down the road, here we go, Albert has been killed by some crazy rogue police officers who don't even know why they wear that particular uniform and why they wear that badge. That badge symbolizes utumishi kwa wote, regardless of who you are. You need to protect lives, Mr. Officer. So the buck stops with you, and I hope to see you later on the other end of the of our broadcast, as we host one Brother Ben. Brother Ben will be with me again here on Afrique to shed more lights on what really transpired in Mbagathi, or in between Mbagathi and Central Police Station. Kama kawaida, mimi ni Mzalendo, your watchdog channel here is Afrique, and make sure that you subscribe to Afrique 24 for more updates on this crazy event.